Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugger and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. And we are going to continue on our trip. This is something I need to start doing more often. Normally I would be working right now. I'd be out driving Uber, but my mother is still in the hospital. They decided to keep her one more night because they wanted to make sure that her leg was well healed, which I just did a very bad thing, turning a little too far, but it's all right. And apparently while she was there they put a heart monitor on her because her heart rate went up to 122 beats per minute, which is really high for her. Her normal heart rate, despite her being, 323 pounds, she's 5'9", but she's still well overweight, is actually around, I want to say, low 80s, high 70s. She's got a really low heart rate, which is really good for somebody her age at her weight. She's a nice, strong heartbeat, but it's been spiking a few times, and this time they caught it while in the hospital, so there's a chance she may not come back tomorrow. So on the one hand I am concerned, but on the other hand, if anything, she's in the best place she can be if something goes wrong, you know? The sound for my game should be alright. I did a little testing before I started recording. The game sound might be a little bit too strong, but I think I have it in a good spot. I'm pretty sure you'll all let me know. I could have driven through the other side rather. Yeah, I could have. Oh well, it's fine. So a couple things, relationship update. My girlfriend has talked to me a little bit. The most she talked to me about is she's got to shovel snow tomorrow. Whoopee. I replied to her in very short little lines. Very cool. I didn't say much. She didn't say love you, so I didn't say love you to her. Anything like that. I just replied very cool short lines, and left it at that. I have not messaged her. I've only responded, but today's her day. Today's supposed to be her day, whether I'm working or not. I decided to take this full weekend off rather than work, and take care of my dogs, my mom's dogs, and take care of myself. Give myself a weekend where I'm not busting my ass. I really think that that's something I've been needing. And it feels good to be home, and it feels good to be relaxing. Although I have been bored, it still feels good. I have been, honestly, trying really casually, in case my girlfriend and I don't work out. I've been trying, no, that's not what I wanted. I have been trying very casually to find somebody else. Just somebody to start talking to. I have no idea what I just did. Somebody to start talking to, somebody to start making friends with. And if things fall apart with me and my girlfriend, somebody that maybe I can explore and taking things a little further. I use this dating app known as Whoo Plus. It's actually made for bigger women and technically supposed to be bigger men as well. I'm also on another app known as Bigger City that is actually strictly for bigger men. Bigger men to meet men. As you all know, I swing both ways, and I'm not shy about it. The Whoo app, I've met several women, and I've struck up some conversations, but each conversation's just died. The women stopped talking to me for whatever reason. There's one on there that's talking to me. She lives in Connecticut. It's whatever at the moment. We'll see how it goes. She seems really cheerful, really nice, but we'll see if it continues. You know, I'm not saying they stop talking to me because they're being jerks or mean. They stop talking to me because probably I blow the chance. It's not like I'm trying too hard anyways. I am still in a relationship. I'm still committed, and I'm not going to blow that relationship just yet. I'm waiting to see what happens. But I'm hedging all my bets right now, you know. I'm covering all my bases just in case. I'm not ready to dive into a relationship. I said I'm not going to, and I won't. I'm not going to go in that rebound stuff. But if I can find someone just to hang out with and talk with, you know, there's a girl that I've met through Reddit. Not a girl, a woman. They're both women. She's definitely very nerdy. She's an older woman, not older than me, just an old. I don't know if she's older than me, but she's definitely an older woman. She's definitely a big woman. I'm pretty sure she classifies in the SBBW, if not SSBBW range, which I have no issues with at all. She's definitely nerdy, which I love. She's into gaming. She's into anime. We were talking on Reddit. She went quiet. Could be that she just, you know, it's nighttime. She went to bed because she has to work tomorrow. I'm going to see if I get a reply to the last message I sent her tomorrow. I was enjoying talking to her. You know, so it's one of those things that we'll see what happens. But I'm trying to branch out at least a little bit and socialize. You know, if somebody talks to me and shows, you know, a little bit of interest in me, I will respond and I will try and strike up a conversation. But I always, you know, put it out there. I say, hey, you know what? If you want to talk, that's great. I'm definitely open to it. But, you know, I understand it. You know, if I'm reading this wrong, just let me know and you won't hear from me again. The stupid thing is when you say something like that, yeah? You say, hey, you know what? If I'm reading this wrong, if I don't have it right, just let me know and you won't hear from me again, okay? And you just don't hear from all anyways. I mean, it has the same effect, but be courteous, you know? That's the thing I hate, is when people just don't respond back. If somebody asks you, hey, you know, could you do me the favor of letting me know and just don't let me sit out there in the cold and get nothing? Do them a solid, you know? Respond to them and say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry that you thought that way. I'm not really interested in talking. It's not that you're a bad person, just, you know, stranger on Reddit. You know, I'm using my scenario. It could be any scenario. Maybe somebody's calling you to buy something. You've already sold it. Ooh, actually, sorry. Maybe somebody's calling to buy something off you. You've already sold it. Or any number of scenarios. And somebody, hey, you know, could you let me know? You know, I got to be honest. When I was fishing for hookups on Craigslist, which you cannot do anymore, by the way. Same thing. I would say, hey, you know what? And I throw out my interest and say, hey, but if you're not interested, could you just send me something back and say, you know what? No thanks. I'm not going to get mad or offended or upset. Just let me know. And they, you know, I think maybe out of all the ones that I sent out, I think maybe 2 or 3 of them sent me back, nah, not interested. You know, one of them was nice. The other 2 were just, no. I'm sorry I'm sniffing so much. I realize now that I literally need to blow my nose. But what is what is. And it seems like when I get to talking a lot, it actually causes my nose to stuff up more. Yeah, so that's how things are. with me right now. I love how I get off track and then jump back to it. I don't know how you guys follow me. I really don't. You know? I get so far off track and then I immediately jump back to what I was talking about. And it's like, huh? Sometimes I get lost in what I'm saying. You know, I recently started playing Mass Effect Andromeda. I mean, I bought the game, but I really couldn't play it because my computer couldn't handle it. I would lag so badly in some areas, just graphical lag and whatnot. Even with it turned way down, I would just lag. So, I need to slip between these two trucks. There we go. And, I don't know. I think a lot of people pan the game a little too hard because of its graphical issues. I don't think it was that bad. I don't. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I think a lot of people panned it over its graphical issues, and because of its graphical issues, they pan the rest of it a little too hard. That's just how I feel. I think people could have given it a better chance. I mean, it wasn't graphically nearly as bad as Rome Total War 2 when it came out, with completely missing skins and things of that nature. I am going through this damn lane. Thank you. So I don't have to completely stop. I gotta get myself an easy pass, honestly. I don't have one. If I'm gonna drive Uber, I don't go through very many tolls. As a matter of fact, I only really go through one. And in case I ever end up going to Boston, I may want one. Not may. I will want one. Oh, I don't have to move. But going over to Newport across the bridge, it's just much better to have an easy pass. But yeah, as things stand right now, I have no clue what I'm talking about. Of course not. I forgot what I was talking about, so what else is new? I don't know how things are going to go Sunday, but basically I think I'm winding up for Monday to be the big day to see how my girlfriend reacts. If she'll want to call. I'm going to let her. I mean, she talked to me a little bit, but she hasn't said I miss you. She hasn't said I love you all day. She just talked to me about snow a little bit and that she's going to have to shovel. She basically complained to me a little bit. Oh well. That's life. You live in Minnesota. Granted, you live in the southern border of Minnesota, but you still live north. You know? Sorry. I'm actually trying to drive just a little bit slower. No. Oops. I don't want to go 110. I want to take it down to like 105. So let me talk about programs that have become my favorite on Netflix recently. I just finished watching 5 seasons of Highway Through Hell. If you haven't watched it, it's all about heavy rescue wreckers, tow trucks. The really big kinds, 25 tons, 35 ton, 50 ton, 70 ton wreckers that rescue trucks that have wrecked, and they do some extreme rescues. Up in the Canada area, up on a highway known as the Coquihalla Highway, and up in that area. And it's a real interesting story. Some of the major players up there It starts out following this guy and his company. Shit. I'm gonna have to fully stop. Kind of sucks. Known as Jamie Davis. It starts out with him. And his fleet of trucks. And then you get introduced to Al Quiring, who you kind of think is a bit of a jerk, but as you start watching more and more seasons, you find out he's actually a really good guy and a really hard worker. And then later on down the road, even though they keep Jamie Davis and his crew and stuff as kind of like the I really don't. Yeah, I knew this was coming. I knew that fucker would do that. Wait with an empty road and then pull out right when I'm getting close. AI always does that. Even though they keep Jamie Davis and his crew and his trucks and stuff as kind of their title, when they start the show, the reality is that it's Al Quiring and a very late comer to the series known as Mission Towing that's in the last few seasons that are the really big ones. Netflix only has the first 5 seasons. There is a 6th season that is currently playing. I don't know if it's syndicate or if it's a brand new season, but it's currently playing on cable. I don't know what channel. My mother records it. I haven't bothered looking at what channel it is. But I find it really interesting. And one thing I found strange is that Jamie sold what's known as his rotator truck. Now, if you don't know what a rotator truck is, it's basically a tow truck that can rotate its towing boom. So it's kind of like a small mobile crane. Yeah? I believe I stay here. Okay, I'm getting it right this time. Let's steer right, too. I had to adjust the wire on my still old F310. I still haven't. It's still downstairs sitting on the bench. But yeah. Seriously, dude? Oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck balls. I didn't move fast enough. I'm moving now. Fuck you. Stop. Stop, you bitch. Y'all can go to heck. But his rotator was his flagship truck. He bought it, had it built brand new. $750,000 truck, $750,000 truck. And in the second season, he started having trouble because he was the king of the Coquihalla for the longest time, and Al Quiring was kind of like the second. But then more people started coming in and wanting a piece of the Coquihalla, and so then rather than have issues, the local authorities decided to have a 2-week on, 2-week off kind of deal, or something like that. So basically, for 2 weeks, you'd get called for emergencies and to do the rescues and the towings and all that. And then for 2 weeks, it's whatever you could get. But you didn't handle any of the big emergencies. You didn't get any of the calls. That went to whoever was on that week. And Jamie was suffering, and his crew was suffering. The work wasn't there. The money wasn't there. And so Jamie expanded to this place. I think it was out towards Alberta or in Alberta, something like that. It was these oil fields. And when they went out there, it was just like a gold mine. Yeah, it was just like a gold freaking mine. Right? As they drove down there scouting the place out, they could see just cars and trucks, big rigs, just all over the place in ditches and wrecks. And they just left him there because there was nobody out there to do the job. So he moved and put a base out there, and he eventually moved his rotator out there because they needed the heavy lifting power. It was a 50-ton truck. And it was doing great. You know, it was doing amazing. And Jamie, unfortunately, you know, was doing so well, he expanded again. And what he kind of ended up doing was expanding too fast. Now, not that this is what really hurt his business, and I need to think about resting. I'm going to continue this. I might continue this video and just upload one big, long motherfucker. I didn't mean to. Whatever. But he was expanding too fast, and things were getting too complicated for him to take care of. Now, that's not to say he couldn't do it, but he wasn't happy. You know, he was a driver, but he was turning into a boss. You know, he was behind a desk more often than not. I hate when I get in this situation, stuck behind the slowest freaking thing. It's a highway, step on the gas. I mean, he's not even going highway speeds. He's just not. I mean, granted, he shouldn't be going 100, but he could easily do like he should be doing like at least like 95, and he ain't. But in the 4th season, Jamie decided to shrink his business. You know, because it was just becoming too much for him to want to deal with. So he decided to really shrink down his business. And what he ended up doing, and I don't understand, was selling his rotator. Now, the only thing I can think of, it was a choice for money. Because more than likely, that truck was not paid off. You know, more than likely, he hadn't paid for that truck yet. It's a border crossing. There's no reason to slow down. I hate random slowdowns like that, man. But here's the thing. That truck was the best one he had. It was a rotator, so it could do all kinds of things that his other trucks couldn't. It was his biggest and most powerful. I'm going to go in this lane because that lane almost looks like it turns out. Yep, I was right. So that's the only thing I can think of, is that what he did is he sold all the trucks that he still owed on, probably for the money he owed, maybe a little bit more, maybe made a small profit on them and paid them off fully. And the rotator had to be one, because he got the rotator in season 1, you know, $750,000, so $750,000 truck. And he had it for 3 seasons, so 3 years. There ain't no way that truck was paid off in 3 years. That's the only thing I can think of, is he decided to sell it so he wasn't continuing to pay for it. And what he probably ended up doing was keeping the trucks that were paid for. But man, if it were me, I would have tried to keep that rotator. Because that truck, it was amazing. It was beautiful. And Jamie's little brother, who's actually bigger than Jamie, also has a rotator. And probably another reason why Jamie sold his rotator, because if he needed a rotator, he could just call on his little brother. But the thing is, there were times the two of them used the 2 rotators to do rescues that you wouldn't be able to do with just one. But his like little brother had a 70-ton rotator. It's just this monster of a truck. But anyways, I ended up watching all 5 seasons, and you know, you can only watch so much of season 6 that's being played and recorded. I'm thinking, damn man, what can I watch now? Because I love anything with big trucks. Anything, you know, ice road truckers, pfft, watch the hell out of it. Most dangerous, you know, roads, trucking, watched it. Everything, fucking everything having to do with trucks and big rigs I've watched. And this is really intriguing and really fun to watch and see. Now, I didn't think I'd find anything, and I'm just thumbing through Netflix going, man, they ain't nothing here. And then I see it, Heavy Wreckers. I think it's called Heavy Wreckers, maybe Heavy Rescue, something of that nature. Basically, it's the spin-off series, I believe. I don't know if it's the original series or if it's the spin-off from Highway Through Hell, but it basically follows Heavy Rescue. I really need to find a place to rest soon. It follows Heavy Rescue through more city. You know, it follows some of the big cities, and it's still like up north in Canada. I think it comes down south, maybe across the border a little bit. And these trucks are actually a lot bigger. There's one truck that's like a 2, 4... no, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like a 5-axle truck that has 2 in the front, 3 in the back. It's an amazing monster. And of course, the 2 axles in the front steer. Here's my resting place. I don't need fuel. I got a massive fuel tank, so. But it is definitely time to rest. Because if we press, oops, no, 1, F6, well, we could go further. We take a look at the map where we are. There's really, I mean, I don't want to get off the highway. There's really not another resting place till up here. I probably could make it, but I don't want to risk it. So it's just better to rest here. Oh yeah, F5. I've only got 641 miles to go, and I'm actually going to do it in this episode. So I'm going to do like back-to-back episodes. So you're basically going to see me end this and then do another one, so you can watch it when you want. So let's rest. Yeah, enter to rest. There we go. My drivers have made some money for me. It's awesome. Driver Hack S has leveled up. All right, let's check our drivers. Driver manager. Was this guy that leveled up? Nah, he's still got a long. He still needs 3 more pips in long distance. He needs 2 more pips, so he needs to level up twice. He needs to level up 3 times. The interesting thing is he at one point I think was actually bringing in a better profit. Though right now I've got them both slaughtered in profit, but still they're not supposed to. I do like the fact that he has 2 points in fuel. That's really cool. He only has 1 point, but you know, whatever. Basically, they're going to follow the same path I am. Full long distance, 1 point in everything. Get the full CDR, and then fuel max up, and then we'll max everything else. That's basically what we're looking for. And I love that, you know, guy, horse. I need to change that profile pic too. I actually need to change it to a different one because I have a different one. Anyways, folks, that's going to do it for this video. But following on this video, right on the heels of it, is going to be the completion of this trip and the pickup of the next trailer. So, I hope you've been enjoying watching this video as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is One Big Bugger. I'm going to be signing out, and I shall see you next time.